Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Urmi and I'm so happy to have you here with me today. I usually have a lot of interview content instead of doing a lot of solo content, and it's been a while that I didn't do a solo episode or a solo video content where I'm sharing a little bit about my own experience, and today I thought that would be the chance. So today I'll be basically focusing a little bit about the preparation of the CFA Level 3 exam and how you can basically pass it successfully. First thing first, I think that when it comes to taking the CFA Level 3 exam, you just have to tackle it very differently than how you did for CFA Level 1 and CFA Level 2, because CFA Level 1 is really about answering questions based on what you're told. So maybe they will ask you, okay, what is the interest rate? What is the inflation rate? Calculate the present value or the future value. And level 2, it goes a bit deeper, I would say, and level 3 is just another kind of beast. I know that for some people level 3 can be a bit easy compared to level 2 and level 1. I just felt that level 3 really puts in a different perspective. You really have to think as if you were a portfolio manager, and you really have to be able to connect all the dots, because in real life that's how you do it. When you are making a decision, you just don't look at one thing, you're looking at everything from a holistic point of view, I would say, and you really need to know like your technical parts, and you also need to know really well your clients and what they're desiring from their in terms of financial objectives. So for CFA Level 3, I think the first thing that you have to do is you really have to use the curriculum books. I think they are very, very helpful, because yes, for CFA Level 1 and Level 2, we probably have used approved providers, Meldrum, Schweizer, whatever item that you use. But for Level 3, I think that those are not enough. I think you have to really open the book. You have to open those curriculum books and go over the things that you're unsure of to fill in the gaps, because the level 3 really does go deeper. And I think the level 3 curriculum is actually quite useful, especially if you are struggling with certain concept, or maybe there are parts where you are not too strong. Then I think level 3 books can really fill that gap or fill that knowledge that maybe you're not getting from approved providers. So I highly recommend reading the book. I don't think you should be like reading it from A to Z. I think you should be able to pick the important parts, because sometimes reading a book passively doesn't get you far. I know that some people prefer to do that, but I think if you can, let's say if you don't have too much time in hand, then you can read the CFA Level 3 curriculum and you can choose which parts you want to focus your time on. Now, for the second tip, I think it's very important that when you're studying for the CFA Level 3 is that you are able to connect all the dots. Because the CFA Level 3, I think you really cannot think of the exam as like, you cannot think of each reading as a standalone type of reading, that you want to be able to connect all the dots and every single topic that you're studying. You really have to embody the role of a portfolio manager and be like, okay, how would I tackle this if there was this situation and this is what's going on in the market and this is what's going on in the economy? What do I do? How do I position myself? How do I allocate the money? So you need to be able to have all those technical expertise and knowledge that you get from each of the reading, but be able to actually apply them and be able to connect all the dots given the macroeconomic situation. You really have to embody the role of a portfolio manager. Now, for the third tip, I would highly recommend that when you are doing the curriculum, when you're going over the curriculum, to actually do the problems that are incorporated in the curriculum, such as the one in the blue boxes, if I'm not mistaken, or probably if they change the curriculum, it's probably in another color. But to be able to do those problems that are actually given to you within the curriculum, I think they give you a little bit of like a flavor of the kind of questions that you'll be asked on, and I think they are a good practice of to be able to really see if you are able to apply the knowledge that you're getting, because they're very practical based and they really want you to put the quantitative and qualitative aspect in all together, and I think they are quite challenging. I remember when I did those blue boxes, I did not feel like they were really easy, and sometimes I was really struggling, but they are really helpful. So I really recommend that you do the blue boxes problem or the white boxes. Now I don't remember on top of my head, but also to do the practice problem that you're giving in the ecosystem, which are so many, and I think they're a great way to really practice and get your hands-on into all the different kinds of problems and so forth. But it's really important that you do those problems. Now the fourth tip is basically to practice, and I cannot emphasize enough the importance of practicing. And I think with level 3 you really have to be able to understand all the problems, whatever they're asking you to do, because if they ask you to basically describe, then you have to describe. Like, you cannot go and actually like list something. So make sure that you really pay attention on those commands words, because you'll be losing points if you're not really following that. Like you won't be getting any points basically, and you want to make sure that you are really following the actual questions, whatever they're asking you, and to answer based on that. So it's really important that you practice and you actually like identify your weakness parts, because basically when you will be doing those practice problems, you will see that you're not able to get the full points, and you want to basically be able to identify, okay, why am I not getting the full points? So always make sure you work based on the actual answer that it's supposed to be the correct answer, and try to understand, okay, what is it that went wrong? And I think practicing enough problems will give you basically a better idea. And then last but not least is time management. And I think with CFA level 3 is really hard in terms of time management, because it can be lengthy, and if you're wasting your time just reading a problem or not answering the questions, or just answering the questions not in the way they ask you, you are wasting your time, and honestly you will be running behind. And so it's important that when you are doing those practice problems that you time yourself. And I think it's important that you time yourself, because time will be your friend if you will be able to really understand how to use your time wisely and effectively and smartly. And I think with practice, that's how you will get an idea. So when you're practicing, put yourself as if like, okay, how will I do if I'm sitting down and doing the exam right now? So time yourself. And I think now that they have the exams that is mixed, where you have multiple choice questions along with essay questions, I think it helps a little bit to basically combat time management. But make sure that time is your friend, and make sure to practice enough so that you are able to finish on time, and also have a little bit of like spare time to go back and see, okay, if you missed something, or if you have answered all the questions properly. I think having that extra time is always helpful. But even if you don't have that extra time, just be able to like complete everything and do not leave any questions behind. I think it's very important to finish the exam on time. So that's pretty much it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you next time.